What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Happy Monday, by the way. Hopefully you guys are having a good start to the week. Today's video, we're going to jump into some Plarium news here for the upcoming CVC events. CVC is happening in 19 hours. And as per usual, Plarium will have a couple of events during CVC. So let's jump right into it. So keep in mind, there's two different events, one event per day. I'm going to break it down for you here with each day, so it's a little bit easier to look at. So first things first, on first day, there is a brand new champion in this progressive pool. We have Pria, the Slitherer. She's very new. You can kind of see her here right now. She's a Force Affinity support champion, good base stats overall with the good base speed at 110. She is a speed in all battles aura with 20%. She's got an A1 here, transfer all debuffs from this champion to the target. This effect cannot be resisted if this champion is under 3 or more debuffs. So if she has more debuffs, then her ability becomes stronger. Damage here doesn't make sense, just the book drain, unfortunately. Her A2, big heal on a 3-turn cooldown, 25% of this champion's max HP. It's pretty nice. You can control the size of the heal. Also places increased defense and increased speed on all allies. It's very solid. I mean, it's a 3-turn cooldown. Yeah, big heal, increased defense, increased speed. Very nice. Would have been nice if it was like a cleanse instead of maybe one of these, like a heal plus cleanse. But these are good buffs. Regardless, her A3 here is a revive on a 4-turn cooldown. It's a single turret revive, 100% HP with 50% turn meter. Fully resets the cooldown of all her skills. Sorry, the revive champion skills. So we've seen something like this in Ancora. Ancora gives you, I believe, 75% HP, 75% turn meter, and then the reset on the skills. Very cheeky revive if you use it on a strong nuker, for example. The problem with this one is that the turn meter is not as high after the revive as Ancora, which could mean that the champion that you revive might not get a chance to use their abilities if you really need them to. For example, like a nuker or another reviver, for example. But I think regardless, it's still a pretty good revive. Her passive here, at the start of this champion's turn, transfer 1 debuff from each ally to this champion. Will not transfer any of the hard CC stuff. At the end of this champion's turn, fills the turn meter of all allies by 10%. And an additional 2% for each debuff on this champion. So let's assume this champion has like 5 debuffs. So then your teammates will be getting 10% plus basically 10% turn meter at the end of her turn. You know, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. She's also like a passive cleanse for your entire team. Unfortunately, she won't remove any of the hard debuffs, and that's kind of the debuffs that you want to be removed. Again, very similar to Ancora, but Ancora only protects the champion with the highest crit damage, which in some cases is more impactful because that's going to be your damage dealer. Pria here is mostly going to protect them, you know, protect them less, but protect your whole team. So I think I like Ancora's kit a little bit better. It's a little bit more focused on what exactly she needs to do. Obviously, the revive on Ancora is a little bit better. Even though this gives you a bit more, you know, HP, I think the Ancora one is a bit better because it really pushes for that turn right away. And Ancora's passive, even though it only protects one champion, it probably protects one of your most critical champions, and you can basically control that. So I think she's a little bit better, but a Force Affinity support champion here, good healer, speed aura. I mean, she's not going to be bad in a lot of situations, so she will definitely be a good champion. Let's move on to the next champion here. We got Nekmothar. Nekmothar is an absolute monster speed demon here. He was a guaranteed champion at one point. I believe he was only 15 sacred shards. One of the first ones ever offered for sacred shards. But yeah, speed in all battles aura. He's got an AoE A1 decrease attack. And then he's got an A2 AoE, decreased speed, and decreased leech on a 3-turn cooldown. And then his A3 is a 4-turn, increased speed, turn meter boost into an extra turn. He is the engine that pumps a lot of the teams for PvE. Good against Hydra, good against Chimera. I mean, it's generally just kind of good in all wave-based content. You can put him in stun sets, provoke sets, hex sets. All his AoE is just going to give you a lot of extra value. Relentless set also works on him as well, getting extra turns. You could put him in reflex or merciless so you can get additional cooldowns on his abilities here. Just an insane champion. His kit just reads so well against like some of the boss content here. So great champion. He's going to be up for grabs. Up next, we have Lady Kimmy. Lady Kimmy here is going to be offered on day 1. Now, she's still very solid. She has the plus accuracy here, which is very good, especially if you lead into like lockout champions or bomb champions. She has increased speed with a turn meter boost. She has decreased speed with a turn meter pushback. And then, unfortunately, speed in Doom Tower Battle. She needs this upgrade to speed it in Arena. And then she would be, she'd probably see a lot more play, to be honest. But very good champion still, 115 base speed. I think in general usage, like dungeon usage and stuff, she's probably less used. Like, for example, if you pull her really early, I'm not sure how great she would be. But yeah, 115 base speed, easy to scale up as your fastest champion if you need her to be. All right, up next, another speed in all battles champion here. We got Razvar. Where is he? Razvar. This guy was a fusion as well. Very good champion, 110 base speed. Like I said, speed in all battles. He's got an A1 triple hit. He's got an A2 AoE leech with a bit of a heal. That's pretty big. 3-turn cooldown. And then he's got 3-turn cooldown, increased speed, increased accuracy, AoE as well. His passive also boosts his overall speed, which is pretty cool. And his attacks are scaling off attack and speed. This champion is really good in a lot of areas. I've used him in Hydra, Fire Knight, various dungeons. Arena, he's useful. Even Clan Boss, you can make teams around him. He's an overall good champ. Like I said, speed in all battles aura, and then he brings you some utility with the increased speed, and then the increased accuracy as well, and then leech. Not too often you get this debuff, so very good champion as well. And then moving on, we have the last of the non-voids from the, what do we got here? Sylvan Watchers, Estrid Dream Song here. Again, 115 base speed, super fast, can easily be your fastest champion. She does have arena battles aura here. She got increased speed, increased attack, so increased attack similar to the Arbiter. That's really nice. And then you get a little bit of a turn meter fill, not as big as the Arbiter, 15% here, but you do get the increased speed. And then she can come back in with the AoE attack, decreased speed, weaken, and a turn meter pushback. She brings a little bit of healing here as well, and then she brings an A1 sleep, which is pretty annoying. Again, this champion is really good in wave-based content. She's good in Arena. She's good in Hydra, very good. Just kind of like an engine for your Hydra teams. Very good champion. Brings weaken, which is something that doesn't happen too often. Not too many champions have this, especially if your roster is limited. So definitely something to look out for. So that's the non-voids for day 1. Let's go over the void champions. Now there's some spicy champions here. We got the Lizardman, we got Fighty. I'm a big fan of this champion. He played really well when I was playtesting him. 105 base speed, which is a little bit on the low side. Good base stats overall. Resistance in all battles, 80. Got the top resistance. It's got an A1 team heal. He's got an A2 on a 3-turn cooldown, AoE, decreased speed, and block buffs. It's also a strip. It's also a turn meter boost. Very incredible A2 here. And then even more incredible, his A3, increased resistance, perfect veil, and a decreased cooldown of all allies. Skills by 3 turns. That's a pretty big deal because that's going to cover most of the skills. And this is on a 4-turn cooldown. So 4-turn cooldown makes it a lot quicker than, for example, like Kymar, for example. But Kymar is a full team reset. His passive here is not super relevant. A little bit of a boost for turn meter effects, and then has a little bit of a sheep recovery here. Not too crazy, but obviously his A2 and A3 very powerful. Definitely worthy for a void champion here. Up next for the voids. Now people might actually go crazy for her. Especially for Arena, Susen, the Valoria's incredible champion, 110 base speed here. She's got the big arena speed in all battles, arena battles, sorry. It's got an A1 block active, very annoying actually. A2, instant turn. This is the big one here, makes her a massive threat in the arena. Instant turn with the plus attack, crit rate, and crit damage. A3 here with the turn meter fill. increased speed, and then the turn meter pushback with the decreased speed. This is a big jump, big turn meter jump, and then of course increased speed and decreased speed as well. Sometimes when the Susan places a decreased speed, maybe she can sheep herself, but all these other things already happened. So she's a really big speed lead champion. Has a couple options here. Obviously, you can target one champion to get the instant turn, or you can just push back the whole team and boost your whole team. Yeah, really strong champion here. I'm sure a lot of people will be going for her if they're really focused on arena. Moving on to the last void champion here, we got from the Sacred Order, Lady Noel. She was the Christmas fusion, the most recent Christmas fusion. I think people were kind of lukewarm on her. She does have one of the best revives in the game. She has a 3-turn team revive, 50% HP, 50% turn meter, and then she also brings an AoE freeze that basically secures your team getting a turn, which is really nice. The rest of her kit is kind of okay-ish. She has a sheep removal here. She has a bit of a heal with increased speed. It's not really too much going on this A2. Her A1 also not too much going on. Has an A1 block buffs, and then her passive decreased speed of enemies under freeze by 10%. A little bit of sheep recovery here as well. She also brings the arena speed aura. Base speed, not insane or anything like that. She has some synergy with Sir Nick, but Sir Nick's kind of baddish, so you don't really put them together. But you can definitely catch some people off guard with that combo. Overall, she's proven to be a pretty decent champion, especially with the revive. You can set her up maybe in a go second type team, like give her like 2-turn stone skin, make her high resistance, and then she can come back in with the revive, freeze you, and then your team gets a turn and then nukes you down. That kind of works. But she definitely wasn't trash. Like some I was hearing some people say she was like trash, but I don't think so. Definitely proven her worth. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be day 1. Let's move on to day 2 here. So another one of the new champions is up for grabs, this time on day 2, Yuzil of the Jade. Now this champion gotten a little bit of hype because, he's going to smack really hard. He's an attack-based damage dealer. I like his aesthetic, it looks pretty cool. He has extra turn synergy. So his A1 has a 20% chance to extra turn. If he kills somebody, he gets an extra turn. His A2 is an AoE, will reduce the value of any shields, basically ignoring shields, places decreased defense. Doesn't require accuracy in his kit. He does land debuffs. Also has a chance to gain extra turn from this ability. And then his big money maker here is A3. He's going to ignore shield, block damage, unkillable, and stone skin if this ability is a result of an extra turn or instant turn. That's kind of a cheeky little bit of text here. Instant turn, obviously pairing well with like somebody like Susen. This ability should smack through basically anybody. And if it doesn't, his passive also boosts his damage if he on extra turns. Now there was a little bit of confusion about his passive here. If an ally has a chance to gain extra turn, increase that chance by additional 5%. They did update this text from the original test server footage. Originally it read a little bit less clearly. It seemed to imply that everyone had a 5% chance to get an extra turn, but that's not the case. This only applies the 5% extra turn boost if they have a chance to get an extra turn in their kit already. So it's not as crazy as it seems, but he does get a damage boost here. I mean, my first thought is, does he work well in Relentless, right? Because he has so much extra turn mechanics, and then he has 100% ignore defense. Do you need more ignore defense in your kit? So you might as well just try to take advantage of the extra turn stuff. I don't know. I don't have this champion. He is Spirit Affinity, so he's going to run into some issues, and he has no survivability in his kit. But he probably just smacks really hard, and then as a stone skin removal champion, he could work really well. So he's going to be up for grabs on day 2. And then we have, what do we got? Shadowkin here. We got Mishinaki, one of the best damage dealers for Hydra. He doesn't scale up as high as on some of the highest damage teams, but he's very good at covering a lot of debuffs and just providing a lot for your team, right? He brings decreased defense, decreased attack. He has an HP burn A1. He is a AoE hex with the strip. The buff strip is very nice. His passive boosts his damage because he's a counterattack all the time, providing HP burn. He can hit pretty hard, build him with damage, and then he can do a lot of work for you in Hydra. You can, even use him in an arena. I've seen him used in arena as well as a strip champion. And then he can, of course, provide some damage as well. So still a very good champion. Just doesn't go crazy, crazy damage comps. What do we got next? We got Ragosh from Skinwalkers. I feel like Ragosh gets featured a lot in these progressive events, but he's not particularly insane. He doesn't hit super hard. He has a pretty good A2 here. He's an AoE on a 3-turn decreased defense with a stun. Like, that's really good. That's really good A2. And then, he's self-buffing here a little bit. Like, it would have been nice for him to give, like, crit damage or something just to self-buff him. His A1 self-buffs him as well. Makes him, like, kind of viable for, like, arena. He doesn't require increased defense from anybody. And then his passive here, he does protect the highest attack champion on your team. A little bit of support, but it would have been nice to see him more focused for damage. He doesn't have like ignore defense or ignore stone skin or anything like that. So he's not going to be super meta, but he's still a very good champion, especially here for faction wars and wave-based content. What's next? We have Moto of the Peel. He's an Ogrin. Here he is. Moto, he was the partner to Esme. Esme was a fusion. Moto here. He's a damage dealer. I did play test him a little bit. He can hit okay. He's an A1 decreased defense, A2 AoE stun. This can be super annoying. And then his A3 here ignores shields. And then he does boosted damage against stone skin. Now, when I was testing this didn't seem that insane. It did not seem enough. And if he breaks the stone skin, then it's going to get an extra turn. He probably has enough damage from this ability to maybe break stone skin from like nukers, but he's not going to be able to break support champions, like, more tanky champions. So it's not particularly like insane stone skin removal. Like, for example, like from Georgia, for example, he's not going to be your go-to, but he can pick off somebody like a DPS champion. So not totally useless ability here. His passive, providing a little bit of extra utility, can stun another champion if he kills somebody. He's a little bit slow. He brings attack in all battles. He's okay, not particularly insane or anything like that. Up next on day 2, we got Demon Spawn. We got Sissia here, Flametongue. Very good champion overall. He's good in Spider. Will carry you there. Also can be used for like Ice Golem, hard for Hydra. She can be very good. Places HP burn. She brings a little bit of damage. She also brings decreased defense and weaken. So overall, she can be quite okay. You can build her out for damage as well. Look at this base attack, really high. But her multiplier is not particularly insane or anything. You basically use her for damage for HP burn, but still a very good champion. Can be used in a lot of places. All right, so those are the non-voids. Moving on to the void champions. Again, some spicy options here. We got Odin. I love this void champion, probably my most wanted void, or maybe second most wanted void. Very strong in all areas. One of the best champions, I think, in terms of like being a total package champion. Base speed a little bit slow for being a speed lead or anything like that, but still okay. Has the biggest speed aura here if you have void champions in the arena. Is A1 here, Berserk. Berserk is a relatively new debuff, and I think only he has it in a boss. But Berserk basically increases the damage that is inflicted and then the damage received. So the champion with the Berserk debuff, they can do more damage, but then they also receive more damage. So I think the best thing you can do here is basically think of this as a support champion killing debuff, because you don't really want to put this on a you don't want to use this ability on a damage dealer, because their damage dealer would deal more damage and they would get more damage. They would take more damage, but damage dealers don't, they die pretty easily. But if you use this on a support champion, the support champion would basically be much weaker, and then they would do basically minor more damage, right? So good A1 for killing supports. Is A2 here, obviously, very powerful. 3-turn cooldown. It's a strip, decreased defense with a stun. I mean, similar to Ragosh, but it comes with a strip as well. And then, of course, his big slam here, huge threat. You build him with 100% crit rate with a little bit of crit damage, and yeah, he can definitely pump through some supports. I think he's relatively good at killing high HP supports. But yeah, this ability is super, super good. Makes him a huge threat all the time, even if you don't have a reviver on the team. He can be a damage dealer as well, just with this ability. And his passive, super annoying passive here, block damage, just kind of happens at the worst time seemingly. But he will be up for grabs on day 2. We also have Acrisia up for grabs from the dwarves here. She is the max HP queen. Her entire kit is based around enemy max HP, so she's going to be hitting pretty hard over long periods of time. For places like Hydra and stuff, she's going to be doing better than like Newt. But because Newt has triple max HP hits, he has more damage in one hit than she does in one hit. Therefore, Newt gets used in places like dungeons and speedruns and stuff like that. But for long-winded boss fights, she's going to be doing more damage than somebody like Newt. Still very good. She's also void affinity, so no issues with the affinity stuff that Newt has. But yeah, still very good champion. Going to be used in a lot of areas, of course. Going to be a big carry in a lot of areas as well. And then lastly, we have Gurgo, the Ogre from the Ogren tribes. One of the better legendary Ogren tribe champions. He was buffed into relevancy. The problem with him is very low base speed. He does bring a speed in arena battles by 30%, which is really nice. He's an A1 here, double hit, his chance to freeze. This one's really good. 4-turn cooldown. It's going to be a strip with a freeze, extra turn into this decreased defense and a slam. And then he can, be a little cheeky here and freeze you back if he gets hit. You build him as a damage dealer. You could build him as a damage dealer, or you can build him as a strip champion with the freeze or CC champion. He's very useful in arena. Very stat hungry. You can build him in pinpoint as well, since he's landing a lot of debuffs, decreased defense and freezing all the time. So a pinpoint would be useful to protect him from sheep. Or you just build him with high accuracy, take advantage of the strip and freeze. Or you build him with a little bit of damage, so that he can blow through the enemies with this, soften them up. I think generally this is a very useful ability, so you probably build with accuracy first and foremost, and then you focus on damage afterwards. Still a very good champion. I do have one on my roster myself. I don't use him too much, just because we do have some options now to remove buffs and stone skin and all that stuff. Obviously Armand's, Fabian and stuff like that. But him being void affinity with the really big aura here can make him very useful for a lot of different comps as well. He's going to be up for grabs on day 2. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the news here for the upcoming CVC events. Keep in mind, each one of these events is only 24 hours long. So make sure you guys are watching the timer on the portal if you guys are planning to pull. I don't advocate pulling for these progressive events. They're usually just, slightly better odds. Of course, you're getting about 7% chance to pull a non-void legendary, and if you're going for voids, probably like 19-20%. But still a bit of a long shot. Obviously, make sure you guys assess that for your own accounts. Usually I would advise not to pull, but if you guys feeling lucky, you're feeling lucky. Anyways, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are planning to do. We probably won't be streaming for CVC tomorrow. I have been getting a little bit swamped at work lately, so we're back in the office doing a lot of extra work. But I think I will be doing a stream sometime today to make up for that. Anyways, guys, let me know what your plans are during these next couple of days. And yeah, thanks for watching till the end, and I'll see you guys in the next video.